Mr. Chairman, Mr. Ranking Member, honorable members of the Senate, thank you for the opportunity for me to set the record straight. And Senator Schumer, thank you for pronouncing my name correctly the first time. The first call was made on or about October the 16th. I was here in Washington, D.C. on DOJ business. We were here for several days on subcommittee work, and I'd just returned to my hotel, and I received a call from Heather Wilson, United States Representative from New Mexico, District 1. The call was quite brief. Now, Senator, shall I go into the contents, or shall I just give you the name of the individual who called me?
Yeah, I'll go through the questions and then give you a chance to fill in the details. Okay?
Okay.
So who was the second call from?
The second call was approximately 2 weeks later when I received the call at home from Senator Pete Domenici.
Okay. And do you remember the date and the day of the call, day of the week?
It was approximately the 26th or 27th of October.
Right. And did someone place the call for the senator, or did he call you directly?
Initially, his chief of staff, Steve Bell, called and indicated that the senator wanted to speak with me.
Okay. And approximately how long was that phone call in total?
Very brief, 1 to 2 minutes at the tops.
Okay. At the time, were there public reports about a corruption investigation involving Democrats in New Mexico?
Yes, sir.
Please describe for the committee now, as best you can, your entire recollection of that communication. Please tell us what Senator Domenici said and what you said.
Thank you, sir. I was at home. This was the only time I'd ever received a call from any member of Congress while at home during my tenure as United States Attorney for New Mexico. Mr. Bell called me. I was in my bedroom. My wife was nearby, and he indicated that the senator wanted to speak with me. He indicated that there were some complaints by some citizens. So I said, okay. And he says, here's the senator. So he handed the phone over, and I recognized the voice as being Senator Pete Domenici. And he wanted to ask me about the corruption matters or the corruption cases that have been widely reported in the local media. I said, all right. And he said, are these going to be filed before November? And I said, I didn't think so. And to which he replied, I'm very sorry to hear that. And then the line went dead.
So in other words, he hung up on you?
That's how I took that, yes, sir.
And he didn't say goodbye or anything
No,
like
sir.
that? Now, did you take that as a sign of his unhappiness with your decision?
I felt sick afterward. So I felt he was upset that at hearing the answer that he received.
Right. And so is it fair to say that you felt pressured to hurry subsequent cases and prosecutions as a result of the call?
Yes, sir, I did. I felt leaned on. I felt pressured to get these matters moving.
Mm-hmm. And as you say, it was unusual for you to receive a call from a senator at home while you were the U.S. Attorney.
Unprecedented. It had never happened.
Okay. How long after that contact with Senator Domenici were you fired?
Approximately 6 weeks later, five weeks later.
Thank you. Now let's go on to the call with Heather Wilson. Did the call with Congresswoman Wilson occur before or after your conversation with Senator Domenici?
The call from Congresswoman Wilson was approximately 2 weeks prior to the call from Senator Domenici.
You remember the day or date of that one?
It was on or about the 16th of October.
Got it. And please describe for the committee as best you can your entire recollection of that communication. Tell us what Congresswoman Wilson said and what you said.
That was also a very brief conversation. She mentioned, I mentioned I was just coming into Washington, D.C., and she joked, well, I'm sorry to hear that. She then asked me about, she'd been hearing about sealed indictments. And she said, what can you tell me about sealed indictments? The second she said any question about sealed indictments, red flags went up in my head because, as you know, we cannot talk about indictments until they're made public. In general, we specifically cannot talk about a sealed indictment. It's like calling up a scientist at Sandia Laboratories and asking them to, let's talk about those secret codes, those launch codes. So I was evasive and non-responsive to her questions. I said, well, we sometimes do sealed indictments for national security cases. Sometimes we have to do them for juvenile cases. And she was not happy with that answer, and then she said, well, I guess I'll have to take your word for it. And I said, I don't think I responded, goodbye, and that was the substance of that conversation.
Did you feel pressured during that call?
Yes, sir, I did.
Okay. Did you feel as sick as you did after the second call?
Not as sick, because I didn't think there'd be any more communications.
Gotcha. Okay.